At the time of writing this script, I've just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to celebrate this milestone by making something special for you all as thanks. In this video, I'm going to go over my 5 favourite aircraft in War Thunder and talk a little bit about them. As most of these are either already the subject of a War Thunder guide, or are candidates for one in the future, I'll hold off on explaining their history and playstyle, and instead focus on why I like them. First up is my favourite early jet, the Sea Meteor F Mark III. The subject of my first ever War Thunder guide, the Sea Meteor remains a joy for me to play. For me, it feels like the perfect junction between jet and prop, feeling like it's able to turn like a prop and yet fly with the speed of a jet. Almost everything you face you can beat if you apply the right playstyle. But there's more to it than that. It sort of represents a milestone for me, taking the leap into making longer form content with the video on it, and so I feel it'll always hold a special place in my heart. Moving on, we have the one and only Po 2. While it might not be my favourite plane to fly, and I rarely play it, it's here because it's my favourite plane to have, almost feeling like a trophy. I earned this in the Po 2 racing event back in Halloween 2021, practically no-lifing the entire event to fight to stay top 1000, and at the end of it all I came out with my Po 2. My proudest achievement in it has to be my only air kill, which was on a MiG-23 MF in an actual Air RB match that managed to lose to me. Regardless, the Po 2 is certainly more of a silly plane than anything, but that's probably why I cherish it. Back into the realm of more conventional planes, next up is the J-10A, which is my favourite top tier plane. I've quite enjoyed this thing ever since it was added, and while it might technically be worse than some other jets like the Rafale and Eurofighter, few things beat getting into a seemingly unwinnable situation with a battle cry of J-10 Vigorous Dragon and coming out on top anyway. The J-10, for me, is always fun to fly and has a lot of quality of life features that help it along. Next up is my favourite prop, although not by a large margin, the Spitfire F Mark 24. When picking a favourite prop, it was naturally going to be a Spitfire, but it was fairly close between this, the F Mark 9 and the LF Mark 9. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion that whilst the LF Mark 9 might be the best of the bunch, I do enjoy the F Mark 24 regardless. Something about facing jets and putting the fear of God into them, I suppose. The first honourable mention goes to the Z-19. While not a plane, it's still an aircraft, and its TY-90s and absolutely silly flight model make it my favourite helicopter. My next mention goes to the Shenyang F5. Many moons ago, this was my favourite and got me through most of the Chinese tree, although when the Su-25 and A-10 were added, it kinda stopped being fun. The next mention goes to the Tu-2S, which is my favourite plane for CAS. Having a good bomb sight and a great payload make it really fun, while its flight model, guns, and turrets give it some really nice survivability. Moving on, the next mention is the Ching 6, which is my favourite from the last update. As people who know me can attest to, I've wanted this thing, in tandem with China's turboprop Tu-4s with the same engines, for quite a long time, and I was very happy to see it added. My final honourable mention goes to my favourite plane in real life, the MiG-25. I could go on about the Foxbat at length, and I plan to do so in a video once we see it in War Thunder, so I'll save my thoughts on my beloved Soviet steel shitbrick for then. To those who know me, this will come at zero surprise. My favourite aircraft in War Thunder is the J-7E. This is my most played plane by a significant margin and has been so for a long time. For me, it's really the epitome of a perfect dogfighter, and it's always awesome to hop back in and fly it. I first found out about this shortly after it was added, when I opened my first ever trophy crate and pulled out the Aggressor camouflage for it. Upon looking further into it, I thought it was the coolest thing ever and switched nations to go for it. I was a USSR main at the time. When I eventually got there, it was still arguably the best plane in the game, and I loved it. I've played it from then, to when the F-14 was added and single-handedly changed the whole meta, to when they reworked PL-5Bs, to when it was briefly 10.7 for some reason and shredded everything, to when they nerfed the flight model, to when they separated BRs and put this at 10.3 in ground, where it's just cruel. Throughout those nearly 1,000 matches, I've always worn that same camouflage, and I still go back to play it from time to time. In updates yet to come, I'd love to see some later J7s, namely the J7G and the F7 BG1. but I still feel like I'll keep coming back and playing my beloved fish can. And there you have it, my favourite aircraft in War Thunder. I hope you all enjoyed that, but before you go, I have a message for you. Thank you. Whether you've been with me since before I was girltwink, or this is the first video of mine you've seen, thank you for watching and being a part of this amazing community. The last year and a quarter here have been great, and I couldn't have done this, any of this, without you all. This video was a special one to commemorate 1,000 subscribers, so it won't disrupt my regular uploads, the next of which is already in the works and will hopefully be out in a couple of weeks. If you haven't already, liking and subscribing does go a long way as I continue to grow this channel and community, and if you'd like to be more involved, my Discord is linked in the description. And that's all from me. I've been girltwink, fly safe.